This is Dan Dix and Lee Stewart here reporting for Press for Truth. We're here in Boston today because we're going to be asking some people on the street about their views on the concept of a straight pride parade because, well, it's okay to be straight. This is for my YouTube channel. I have a channel called Press for Truth, and we heard that the city of Boston, there's people here who are trying to launch a straight pride parade. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, what are your thoughts on it?
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
It's not necessary because I feel like it's already known that there's so many straight people in this, especially in Boston, and it's a common thing for it. So I don't feel like it's necessary. Like, you already have the right to date who you want to date.
It's asinine. What do you want to know about it?
Just the whole concept in general. Some people are saying they want to have it, I believe, August 31st here in Boston.
I mean, nobody gives a shit if they have it or not. But it's like, why do it? It's not. They're not operating in good faith to begin with. I mean, there's no reason to do it.
People
it's crazy. A straight pride parade?
Pride?
Oh, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's
we
awesome.
should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, straight pride parade, gay pride parade, dude. Everyone should throw a parade.
I think it's sort of ridiculous.
Why?
Yeah. Typically, pride celebrations are for marginalized communities to indicate the fact that they've been oppressed for a really long time and still continue to be.
What do they mean exactly by straight?
Not gay?
Oh, okay.
I'm not straight, I'm bi, but I think it's a cool idea. I think it's making interesting dialogue happen.
So you're in favor of it? As a gay person, you're in favor of it?
I think it's silly to be divisive over something like that in 2019. Yeah. I mean, without my straight parents, I wouldn't be here, so you guys are great.
It sounds childish.
Early version. Why?
Because other people are doing stuff because they feel, you know, like they've been bullied or something their whole lives. And then there's all these majority of people apparently are straight. And then they're like, wait, we deserve a day.
I think it's a bit ridiculous.
Why?
Like, I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my entire life. And I think that the idea of pride is to, like, celebrate the things that make us different. And since most people are straight, I don't think it requires celebration.
But isn't that about equality? And shouldn't people be equal and not one, group having more privilege than another group?
Yeah, I agree that one group shouldn't have privilege over another group, but I think if you look at the state of our society, then you'd see that straight people already have privilege.
I mean, why are you doing this? Are you going to reimburse the city of Boston the taxpayer dollars for the police detail? Because it's going to cost a bunch of money. I mean, and like these resist Marxism people and stuff like that, they keep having their cute little parades here, and they keep getting.
So should straight people have a reimbursement as well for paying for the Pride Parade?
No.
Yeah, I think that what's unfair about stuff like that, right, is that we would be criticized for doing something like that. Yeah. Why? I'm proud to be Irish. I'm proud to be straight. I'm not saying it's wrong to be any other nationality, ethnicity, or your sexuality. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm proud of who I am. So I should be able to say, go Irish people, and I feel like I'm criticized if I say something like that, because that means I'm saying like white power. That's not at all what I'm saying.
I don't think there's anyone attacking your ability or your right to be straight. I think other people are just trying to be heard, trying to be seen. I think your shirt alone is pretty unnecessary, but that's on you.
Some people are saying this is provocative and I shouldn't be wearing something.
Dude, what? Dude, provocative? That's weird. I mean, they just got to get their head out of their asses, honestly.
The statement itself is a fine statement. People are thinking like, oh, you're saying that because you're hating on gay people or trans people or anything else. But it's like, no, it's like we just all want to be recognized and loved and equal and have no one be pushed down. Like the pendulum swings both ways. And for a while it was on the side of, oppression and, people being treated horribly. And that was like, 40 years ago. And over the past 40 years it's been changing a lot. And it's gone a little bit too far now. And so now people were straight like, hey, I'm being kind of silenced out of conversations. So the pendulum, it's okay to be straight. It's kind of asking the pendulum to come back a little bit more towards center. And I think it's a valid statement.
See, that's exactly my point. Why? So if it said it's okay to be gay, I'd be like, good for you. But because that's provocative, that's not saying it's not okay to be gay.
I mean, it's okay to be straight. I'm straight, but what are we going to have, a bunch of married people running down the street? I don't know. It's different. It's definitely different. I wouldn't oppose to it.
And what prompted you to want to come talk to us?
I was walking by. I'd been reading about it,
Well, you can come talk to us. He said we're sad. Why do you think we get that reaction?
I think people want to feel like victims, even though in Pride Month, Boston 2019, people like me clearly aren't.
People don't mind the Pride Parade being here. And, this thing is just trolling, right? All it is trolling. You're not doing anything else, are you?
Well, we want people to understand. If you want,
you're not operating in good faith here. It's like, look, are people being straight bashed? Like, are we living in some bizarro world where homosexuals are driving around in F-150s and throwing half-empty Diet Dr. Peppers at straight people and being like, "Hey, breeder"?
I feel like the parade that just happened most recently is more important because obviously it's not normal. It's not a norm in our society, but it is a norm for us to for me to date a guy or a guy to date a girl. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's necessary. I think it's just a waste of time, and people got a lot of time on their hands to waste. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be more inclusive for straight people to be able to say they're proud and to have one as well?
But I feel like that's true, yeah, it is inclusive, but I feel like it's already a norm.
I think with a lot of the stuff that surrounds these types of conversations, pressures these young kids into, some kids maybe they might not feel comfortable in their own skin, and so now this is one thing that they can gravitate to that will insert them into a group of kids that all feel that same way, and they are now just identifying as gay, when at the end of the day they're just little kids that don't feel right.
That federal building right there has a gay pride flag on it. In the subways, I'm seeing gay pride flags on the side of buses. As soon as it becomes corporate, I become suspicious of it, like it's some sort of tool for war or something. There's flags everywhere that they shouldn't be. Like toothpaste companies are being like, be proud of who you are, buy our toothpaste. Churches used to have Black Lives Matters on the churches, all around here churches, and that was great because their lives do matter. But then they replaced it with rainbow flags because I think maybe it's possible that gay people are more sensitive and they're not going to fight like physically fight, whereas black people are physically strong, and I think people are afraid of their power.
It's almost like they're pushed to do it, and that's great that they're saying these kids should be accepted, shouldn't be bullied. I agree with that totally. Yes, they should be able to go in and say, I'm a man, I like other men. I'm a woman, I like other women. That's okay. I'm transsexual, whatever it is, but I don't feel that it should be promoted as in it's the cooler thing to do. And like I said, back to the race, I'm not trying to keep going back to the race, but it's the same thing. I feel that being straight, being white is wrong. I'm not supposed to say, yes, go Irish. Go. I'm not. Why can't I say that? Yeah. Why can't we say that? It's not fair.
There's BET, Black Entertainment Television, but there's not WET, White Entertainment Television, then that would be looked at as being racist. Right. We have all black churches, right? All black Christian churches. Now, if we set up a church full of all white Christian churches, immediately, the assumption is going to be that they are racist against all other other races. Or
Just like this seems to get people to think we're saying something negative about gay people, which we're not at all, right?
You're not.
It's a simple
It's not fair. Why are they allowed to come together as a group, but we're not?
I mean, I would love a bogey parade, but they're not going to do that.
But you should have the right to have one, right?
Hell yeah, if I wanted to, I could march down the street with a bunch of my friends and smoke cigs still. Yeah. But I can't. People get mad.
Where are you from? Canada. You're coming all the way from Canada to have your little parade here. Why?
No. People in Boston.
Why don't you leave us alone? Why don't you go back? I don't mean to sound all Rick Moranis and John Candy about this, but why don't you go back to Canada? America doesn't want you. Haven't you ever seen Canadian Bacon?
That's very non-inclusive of you.
Have you ever seen Canadian Bacon? Please, man. I mean, we had war with Mexico. Do we need to start war with Canada now?
I certainly hope not.
I hope not too, because we'll win that war.
I think the Canadians burned down the White House.
I'm virulently pro-war, yeah. I'm a major hawk, yeah.
All right.
Straight pride.
It's kind of celebrating life, right?
It's white pride, you know what I mean? It's kind of, it's how the Nazis came into power, remember?
I don't know if it's the same.
Not yet. But it's getting there.
Saying it's okay to be straight feels a lot similar to saying like it's okay to be white. We already know that it's okay to be straight. We already know that it's okay to be white based on the things that we've experienced for the past like hundreds and hundreds of years in America.
So now you're comparing that shirt to being white. Like I just don't see the correlation in that, because a lot of different colored people are gay, a lot of different colored people are straight.
You're correct about that. Like intersectionality, that's important. And like, but that's like the majority. The majority of people in America are white. The majority of people are straight. The structures in America continue to like give power to straight people and white people, and like for years, like historically, gay people have not had access to the same things as as straight people. They have not had access to the same rights, and like I think it's important to recognize that. That's what pride is.
I think there's a deeper plan for people in power that work in the shadows, that just like hate itself just separates all these groups and just separates everybody into smaller groups, so no one's united anymore. So then it's easier to take them all down and make them fight against each other. So the people that want to, the secret people, shadow people in power that want to, they don't have to do shit. They can just they just pull some strings and cause people to fight each other.
Everybody should have the same rights. Everybody. White, black, Spanish, gay, transvestite, straight, lesbian, doesn't matter who it is. So if you're going to have a pride parade, I want to have a pride parade. If you're going to have a college, I want to have a college, you know? And that's it. It's just everybody gets the same. I'm a proud Irish straight woman. That's who I am. And my grandfather is very firm about that. He came over here, he was 13 years old. The reason he came over here is because he was Protestant in Southern Ireland, which is Catholic. You know, I feel like I'm not taking away from what black people went through, what our white ancestors may have put their ancestors through, but
the Jews?
the Jews or I'm not taking away from any of that.
Armenians.
But my grandfather also went through some things, and you know, I feel that now it's like so I'm not gonna deny where I came from, and be scared to say that I'm a proud Irish girl. Why should I?
So the fact that we've gotten to the point in society where for you to say I'm a proud, straight, Irish, white woman, people think that that's somehow hateful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or by her saying that, she's putting herself above anybody else. Right. When that's clearly she's just stating the facts.
Right.
So in general, you're in favor of such a thing to be inclusive, all inclusive.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand that having a straight pride parade would cause a lot of issues, and that has to be very carefully done. But I'd be all for it, just on a maybe not a practical level, but on like a value level. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to be straight. It's okay to be gay. Yeah.
That's the point too, right? Yeah. Cool. Thanks, man.
No worries, dude.
Cool.
Have a good day.
So you guys are Bostonians, I guess you would call it. So so you're in favor of this thing. I think they want to have it on August 31st.
Favor of what? The straight parade?
Parade.
Hell yeah, man.
I think the whole point of it is to be inclusive, to allow everybody to have the rights to have a parade, even straight people.
Oh, yeah. Sure, definitely. I'm 100%.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Yeah, no, I do. I believe that.
Yeah, cool. Good.
Yeah. Shit. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has to work it out for themselves, I suppose, right?
Yeah, that's true. All right, man. Thanks. Thanks for talking to us. All right. Well, that was pretty interesting to say the least. I think we got some pretty good reactions. There was all sides of of this argument were being presented today from pretty much everyone. What'd you think of the initial reactions and what people had to say about it all? I mean, it was we got all kinds of different opinions today.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were mistaking this straight pride parade as a sign of oppression to gay people when it's really about equality. Straight people just want the same rights as gays. Like, why can't we have our own parade? We should be able to be proud of being straight just as they are allowed to be gay, right?
So, yeah, I was happy to hear that there were people who get it, like who were saying that. They're like, yeah, no, it makes sense. Why not? So yeah, pretty interesting anyways, to say the least. I'm glad we did it, at least to go check it out and see what they had to say, and I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
So but we are going to need you guys to help us with this one. Click that thumbs up button and share this one. I'm sure we're going to get the so-called bigot brigade all over us for this. So help us out with that by clicking the thumbs up button, share this video, and stay tuned for more. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.